Speaker of the House of Representatives, the Honorable Wade Mark, Secretary General of INTOSAI, Dr. Joseph Mosa, Auditor General of New Zealand and Secretary General of the Pacific Association of Supreme Audit Institutions, PASAI, Mrs. Lynn Provo, Auditor General of Belize and Chairman of the Caribbean Organization of Supreme Audit Institutions, CAROSAI, Mrs. Dorothy Bradley, Director of Audit, excuse me, Director of Audit of St. Lucia and Secretary General of CAROSAI, Mrs. Avril James Bonnet, Heads of Supreme Audit Institutions of CAROSAI, other delegates and observers, Head of the Public Service of Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Reynald Cooper, other specially invited guests, staff of the Auditor General's Department of Trinidad and Tobago, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is indeed a pleasure and a privilege for me to extend a warm welcome to each and every one of you to the opening ceremony of the 9th Congress of the Caribbean Organization of Supreme Audit Institutions during this 25th year of CAROSAI's existence. I extend a warm welcome, special welcome, to our overseas visitors to this beautiful twin island state of Trinidad and Tobago. Permit me to extend a special welcome to Dr. Joseph Mosa, the Secretary General of INTOSAI, our parent body. It is unfortunate that the Chairman of the Board of INTOSAI, the Auditor General of South Africa, Mr. Terence Nomembre, could not have been with us for the opening ceremony, but we expect him to arrive later tonight. A special welcome also to Mrs. Lynn Provost, Auditor General of New Zealand and Secretary General of the Pacific Association of Supreme Audit Institutions, PASAI. I welcome also representatives of the National Audit Office of the United Kingdom, the Inter-American Development Bank, and the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants. Thank you for taking the time and making the effort to journey all those miles to be with us and to share your knowledge and experience. A warm welcome and thank you also to our Caribbean neighbors for gracing us with your presence and for the experiences which you will share to benefit us all, and the decisions you will make to keep CAROSAI functioning with excellence. This is indeed a momentous occasion for the Supreme Audit Institution of Trinidad and Tobago. The SAI of Trinidad and Tobago was privileged to host the inaugural Congress of CAROSAI in August 1988, and now 25 years later, we are hosting this 9th Congress. For the record, I state, excuse me, I state that CAROSAI was actually formed on the 7th of August, 1988. So the 25th anniversary would actually be in August this year. But from our experience with hurricanes in the region at that time of year, we did not want to risk having the Congress in August. I attended the inaugural Congress of CAROSAI, which was held at the Trinidad Hilton in August 1988, and I count it an honor and a privilege to be able to be here 25 years later. There have been many changes through the years in terms of heads of Supreme Audit Institutions representing their respective countries at CAROSAI congresses and other regional meetings. But one thing I can see is that the togetherness and the camaraderie has continued irrespective of the changes. There's only been one change in terms of the location of the Secretariat for CAROSAI, in that Trinidad and Tobago hosted the Secretariat from CAROSAI's inception in August 1988 until August 2005, with the head of the Supreme Audit Institution of Trinidad and Tobago being the Secretary General. The first Secretary General was Mr. Alton Campbell, now deceased, and he was followed by Mrs. Jocelyn Thompson when she became Auditor General of Trinidad and Tobago in January 1990, and she functioned in this capacity until September 2005 when she demitted office. From November 2005, the location of the Secretariat was changed to St. Lucia, and with the change in location, the Director of Audit of St. Lucia took up the mantle of Secretary General. Firstly, Mrs. Arlette Hyacinth, followed by Ms. Martha Griffith, and now the current Secretary General, the dynamic Mrs. Avril James Bonet. The theme of the Congress is collaboration to promote best audit practices, which is what CAROSAI is all about. The first objective of CAROSAI, according to the Charter, is to promote understanding and cooperation among member institutions through the exchange of audit ideas and experiences, audit techniques, audit programs, audit manuals, formats, and standards for public sector accounts and training in public sector accounts and audit. I am looking forward to all that will be shared to help us to continue this collaboration to ensure that CAROSAI exists for the next 25 years and beyond. As you have heard, CAROSAI is a regional grouping of supreme audit institutions. For those who may not be familiar with this terminology, the term supreme audit institution refers to, and I quote, any public body of a state which, however it may be designated, constituted or organized, exercises the highest public sector auditing function of that state. Before I close, I say thank you to Almighty God for allowing us the privilege to be here this morning. Thank you to the government of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago for providing the funding to allow us to host this Congress. My thanks to the local organizing committee of the Auditor General's Department, headed by Assistant Auditor General Ms. Lorelie Pujadas, for their tireless effort in working so very hard to ensure that everything goes smoothly for this Congress. Thank you to the support staff in the Auditor General's Department. Thank you to various government ministries and agencies for their support, and also to the staff of the Hyatt Regency Hotel for all their assistance in this venture. In conclusion, permit me to leave with my CAROSAI colleagues a variation of a little saying that we used to have in the Auditor General's Department many years ago. It is my hope that this will remind us that we all need each other, and that it is only by holding together that we can go forward to sustain CAROSAI as an institution. And it goes like this. I am CAROSAI. You are CAROSAI. We are CAROSAI together. In CAROSAI, we have the wherewithal to achieve for CAROSAI together. I thank you.